If you happen to have some old kitchen strainers around, especially some with lids or some old lids that you can fit to an old kitchen strainer, think twice before you throw them out. Also, keep this in mind if you're out thrifting, if you're at a thrift store, finding some good deals, secondhand deals, or even some cheap deals on the grocery store shelves, clearance, whatever. Keep that in mind, grab these things up. And what are you going to use them for? You're going to use them for in the ground vermicomposting. So that's composting with worms. So what this does is this gives you something, a vessel that you just take, you dig down the depth of the strainer, bury it up to the lip, up to about the handles, the lip, somewhere around there. And then when you have scraps to add, all you got to do is lift the cover, put them in, sprinkle a little more dirt on it, let the worms, or if you already have it going, just mix it in with the compost that's already going, and let the worms work at it. So this one is a shallow one. Wouldn't be my first choice, but it's a spare that I'm getting rid of, so it's going to go in the garden. The worms will come up through these holes in the bottom. All you need is a hole about 1/4 of an inch to maybe up to 1/2 inch. I probably wouldn't go larger than 1/2 inch holes, because at that point, now you're creating something that also the rodents can get into. And what we want to invite in are just the beneficial insects, larvae and worms that can eat and chew up that compost or those scraps and turn them into good compost. So this one's good. It's got plenty of holes on the bottom, but something with holes on the side is even better. Like, so this one is a little deeper. It's got some holes on the bottom. It's got some holes on the sides. This is a good candidate. My favorite for this are like the deep spaghetti pot ones, because they're nice and deep. They give you plenty of room to work with. You know, it doesn't really take long to fill these smaller ones up, but if you've got several of them sprinkled around your garden bed, then you know you've got lots of spaces for compost. And then as it breaks down, as it ages, you can dump that out of there or dig that out of there, keep adding to it, keep using it. You can use these in the ground in an in-ground garden, or you can use them in raised beds. They're great in raised beds. And you know, they're just a cheap, easy, fast way to get a worm composter in the ground, and you can even be adding to them all winter long. You know, the worms will work up until about or down to about 40 degrees. Then they'll go deeper in the ground, but you can leave these in there. The scraps will be there in the spring when they come back and get to work, and you'll have good compost again. And meanwhile, in the freeze-thaw cycles, that stuff can be breaking down. Smart idea to put something like a bungee cord from handle to handle, so that you do keep the lids from blowing off, and you do keep rodents out of them. But these are a cheap, easy way, no work. You're just digging for a minute with a hand trowel, pop these in, you're good to go. It's a great way to compost and encourage and support worms in your garden with the scraps and compost that you give them to feed, and gets the stinky compost off your kitchen counter.